Alright, so this is a story about the Moon-Eyed people. This is a Cherokee story, folklore, Appalachian type tale that still sounds even better today, as I actually had to go to Fort Mountain to investigate this place to see, where the fortresses supposedly these Moon-Eyed people were. But they were actually, by the Native Americans, were said that they were people that had white skin, fair skin, beards, and blue eyes specifically, or maybe shorter in stature. And they couldn't actually come out during the day because the sun was too bright for them, so they had to stay in like caves and down in the ground and places like that. And they come out at night and they do their business. So supposedly the Cherokee say that that's how they attacked them one night, was when the moon was out. And even with the brightest of the moons, they couldn't see real well, and they kind of defeated him or ran him off, is what their story says. But there's other people such as John Sevier who actually reported finding some armored people, which were skeletons along the Alabama River down there that were Welsh. So that's another theory that the Welsh, kind of England over in that way, or toward the Wales, I would think, and might have been here. There was a group that actually left there about that time, 1170s. The Cherokee would just be getting here then, and they said that the people, or this race, had already been there before them. And this guy, I want to call him Mad Dog, but his actually name was Maddock, M-A-D-O-C, but a lot of people say M-A-D-O-G, which is Mad Dog, Mad Dog 2020. But um, so he actually had a group come over there around the Florida area, coming up that way through Georgia, and then they actually made it back, and then got another group of a big family, hundreds of people, and they left and never came back. Nobody ever saw them. So that is a speculation that maybe that's where some of the white tribes, some of them called them, or the white people, or the fair-skinned people, were actually out here. And that's one explanation of this. There's also a um, museum down in Murphy, North Carolina, that has a statue. It's a little soapstone statue, I guess about 3 foot high, that has, which the Native Americans think it might be representative of the Moon people. Which, if you look at them, they kind of look like two aliens more than they do anything. But that was what the Cherokee said. The farmer actually found those somewhere around the area, and dug them up. And nobody really knows what they actually represent, but that supposedly was another theory on this. So there's a lot of speculation about where these people came from, what happened to them, and is this really true? Is this really story? So I went down there to go to the museum. The museum was actually closed for 2 weeks. I'm not for sure why, but you might want to call if you ever go down there. But I did make it to the main place, which was Fort Mountain, which this is where the story is. They have a bunch of rocks, walls down there, which were formed along you might say, the um, mountain area, where you kind of have the approach going up to the mountain. It's a little mountain range, and this was kind of like a fortress or rock wall. So I went up there and actually walked the rock wall, and actually saw there was a bear coming down a tree. Actually kind of startled me. He was actually coming down a tree, and I thought, that's a big squirrel. But no, it wasn't a squirrel. It was a big bear. He came down the tree, but lucky he went on down the path there. But it's a pretty cool place, and I investigated this. But one of the wildest things that this reminds me of is if you ever watch the X-Files. The X-Files, the one of the series was called the Detour. The Detour. If you ever watch that, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's similar in so many ways because, you know, Agent Scully Mully stopped over to the mountains to see what was going on with the sheriff, and they went in the woods, and some surveyors got lost, and they found some bloody stuff, but they couldn't find anybody anywhere, and then they got out there and got lost themselves, and they kept seeing these little people in the trees and stuff going around, but they couldn't find them. So, but they were actually undergrounds where they were at. They're actually underground. But you got to watch that show because it's kind of similar. Because they called Agent, you know, Mulder was saying this is conquistadors, you know, the people that were looking for gold and stuff like that. Yeah, this is them, and they've learned how to adapt in the woods and survive since those years ago. But it was similar in some of the many ways. They weren't, you know, they adapted, but they had facial and body um, resemblance to exactly like a pet person, and they had some stuff marked in when they actually went down in the caves or the little tunnels and places like that they got into eventually. They had some sketching on it that might indicate that they were about same type of people. But that's a pretty cool movie, and these things look a little different than that, but you know, they're similar in nature. Who knows? You know, there's a lot of people that disappear in the Smoky Mountains all the time. They may be still around. But anyway, you can check this out, and hope you enjoy the video.
Okay, not there yet, but there's already some stone formations, but kind of natural from this perspective. Kind of not really a bad trail. A little steep with some steps and rocks. We made it to the old tower. Alright, nothing in it. Let's see if we can go up stairs. It's about as high as you can get. Can't go in, it's locked. You don't want to look at it. Tower. Sun's kind of killing everything here a little bit. Alright, somebody said that there's a heart right there. Heart rock. And there There he is. The heart rock. I don't know why I put that there. Or who put that there? Pretty cool. I thought I heard something. Buddy, I'm just trying to walk by. I'm just trying to walk by. I'm not trying to bother you. Yeah, there's a bear right there. Buddy, I'm just trying to walk by. Just hop down. It's right there. I'm not going to bother you. I hope you don't attack me. I'm going down this way. Yeah, I was going up the tree and I heard something. I thought, what is that? I think he went on. He might be there. I don't. Here we go. And I don't know if the sun's gonna allow the video of that, but there's the moon-eyed people Cherokee legend right there. You can read about that if I can. This video gives me any justice here, and I got my shadow in the background too. That doesn't help any. Maybe I'll try to go around this way. Kind of hard to do. There he is. There's a picture of it right there. Map, and we're right here where it says we are. Kind of in between that was the other side I saw. I think I'm gonna walk back up and take a look at that over there, but that's just a arched stone wall. And you know, you've got prehistoric walls and other information here. Paul Rock, Americans, ecological. I think the weirdest one is the moon-eyed people. I think that's the weirdest one of them all right there. Blinded, stayed in the dark because they couldn't see good because they had blue eyes and kind of albinos, blonde hair. A lot of different stories about that. This is it. This is the wall right here. Which, you know, it does look a little more impressive in person than just looking on Google. So let's go check it out. Kind of walk down through here. See that this is what it looks like for real. Just a whole bunch of pile of rocks, but at one time was probably a lot higher than this, I would assume, and definitely put in a position of, you might say, a fortress, because that's normally where you put one. Kind of on the side of a hill or mountain. That's definitely, I got to say, impressive. I don't think that would be a little people, as they claim the moon-eyed people were. It would do something like that. Cool. See right there, they're just stacked. If you go, those are look like sandstone. Depending on falling down. Here's kind of the top view. You can kind of see that there was a definite wall there, definite ledge. So yeah, this is definitely somebody made it. Yeah, I'll end up falling. Yeah, but you know the rocks that kind of curve right there or take an angle. So you gotta come straight out through here. Looks like they continue to go down through here. Don't want to step on a yellow jacket's nest or a snake or fall. That can be good. We will. If we're not careful. 'Cause these are loose. That's where it's kind of fall on it. So it comes down up through there, takes an angle, another angle goes out this way for some reason. So I don't know why it took a dog leg there, but it did. It comes all the way down through here, and then this is kind of a little, you know, a little extension area, and goes back up. Crazy. So that is kind of wild. And then it comes on, continues. There's a little extended area out there, and it continues on down through here. All the way up to there. Just trying to see if there's anything. That's kind of what it looks like below it. Nothing but drop off and trees. Come up through here, now that's kind of some bigger ones right there. So I've been on the other side of it. And this is, you might say, the one side I've not been to yet. So it kind of somewhat ends right here. You can kind of walk right down it through this trail. Woo! That's one heck of a hike. Yeah. Here's a little throne. Maybe. Kind of goes down around through here. Don't fall. Yeah. Around dog legs down through here, and then goes back out over to there, kind of straight to the, or curves down right there. So we're right here at the crossing, so then it ends right over there. I just flew over. I don't want to bother another bear, but I just heard something out there. Yeah. At least we can read that pretty good. Cool. Alright. Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. The Stone Wall Mystery. Cool.